guys, it's Nikki and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching today's video all about comparing Disney Cruise Line and Disney World. I know you're asking yourself, and I'm asking the same thing, how can we compare these two amazing vacations to each other? But we are going to. I have 6 items that, not 10, 6 items that we're going to chat about today. So if you're interested to see which vacation you should choose, make sure you stick around. Also, while you're at it, please subscribe to the channel. I love sharing magical content here at home, at the theme parks, and at sea. I would love for us to be friends, and give this video a big thumbs up so all of our friends can find it. But let's get started. So let's first talk a little bit about what Disney Cruise Line is and what Disney World is. Maybe you're not sure. Maybe you think you want to visit Disney World, but you're not really sure where to start. You're in the right place. Or maybe you have always visited Walt Disney World and you're looking for something new like Disney Cruise Line, but you're not totally sure if it is going to be the best for you and your family. Either way, I am happy to chat with you about those things today. So Disney World is in Orlando, Florida, most importantly, and it is consisting of 4 major theme parks and 2 water parks. And then also they have Disney Springs, which is a huge shopping center, as well as many different resorts that are on property, which I personally love. I have stayed off property before, and I actually did a video about that a couple of months ago, and I loved it. We were staying on property again in a couple of months, but I am always pro on property. Just being able to stay in the Disney bubble is so much fun, and honestly, it is very convenient for a family that doesn't rent a car like mine. Within those 4 theme parks, there is so much to do, and if you have no idea even where to start, planning your Walt Disney vacation, you can fill out the form below, and I'm happy to assist you in getting that planning started. Or you can go and watch all the vlogs to see all of the different parks that Disney World has to offer. There is so much, it can almost be overwhelming sometimes. And just know you're not going to complete everything that you want in one trip. I've been going my entire life and I still haven't done everything. So there is so much that's always being added, tons of things to do all of the time. We sometimes get caught in doing the same things over and over because those are the things we enjoy doing, but we try and always do at least one new thing every trip. Disney Cruise Line obviously is cruising with Disney. So they, compared to Disney World and Disney Cruise Line, they are kind of the same in the fact that if it's your first time doing either one of those vacations, it is going to be a little hard to plan just because there's so many options and it can be, again, overwhelming. However, in today's video, we're going to talk about what the differences are to help you determine which vacation would be best suited for you and your family. Spoiler alert, both of them are. It really is up to you, up to your budget, how you feel. Maybe you just hate cruising. We're going to get into that too. Or just being in the sea with no land around you. We're going to get into that too. But there are a lot of different things that go into it. So let's dive into the 6 reasons that I found that are different between Disney Cruise Line and Disney World. Granted, there are more than 6, but these are the ones that I want to chat with you about today. So when trying to pick Disney Cruise Line versus Disney World, my first major comparison that I really noticed when sailing on Disney Cruise Line is that Disney Cruise Line is actually a lot easier for families with smaller children, or maybe even larger families, a bigger group. It's easier to go on a Disney cruise than go to Disney World. And there are a couple of reasons I feel like that. First and foremost, for families with smaller children, nap time, I feel is always a conversation I'm having with people of, okay, well, we need to be able to easily get back to the resort, different things like that in the middle of the day, which is doable with Disney World. It's just going to be a longer trek. You're going to have a different couple of transportation options, and it's going to be a big chunk of your day just transporting yourself to and from the parks. With Disney Cruise Line, you're just on the ship the entire time, and it is super easy to be able to go deck to deck. It's sometimes nice just to go and relax in your room while your kiddo takes a nap, especially if you have a veranda. Get yourself a nice little beverage, go out there, read a book, enjoy. And it is just a little bit more relaxing and easier for families with smaller children to cruise instead of going to Walt Disney World. Also, the weather. Disney World, especially in the summertime, can be super, super hot, and that's just not the best for those littles. And allowing your kiddo to be in air conditioning on the Disney Cruise Line ship the entire day is super nice. You can always go to the pools and do the water slides as well. But if it is super hot out, you do have that option to be in the air conditioning while enjoying characters, different activities throughout the boat the entire time. So the heat really isn't a factor in your day-to-day. So when thinking about it, Disney Cruise Line or Disney World, before I'd be like, yeah, Disney World is so much fun, and it is. I don't want to say it's not fun for small children and for larger groups of families. It definitely is. It's 100% doable. However, Disney Cruise Line is also a great option if it fits in your budget. And that's going to go into our next comparison, the budgeting of Disney Cruise Line versus Disney World. Disney World is expensive. Disney Cruise Line is a little bit more expensive, depending on where you stay at Disney World. It can be the totally same price if you're staying at one of those higher end Disney World resorts. If you're staying in a value resort and only going for a couple of days so you don't have a ton of tickets, then your Disney World vacation is going to be cheaper. So again, that's just another tip. It really depends. So it really depends on your budget for your vacation and your flexibility, because with Disney Cruise Line, they have those set itineraries. You can pick your dates, but you also have to just go by what they have available. Disney World, you can literally visit whenever you want. As well as Disney Cruise Line being easier for families with little kids, it is probably easier for larger groups. Granted, I haven't cruised with a large party, but going to Disney World with large groups many times, sometimes it can just be hard because there's so much to do in Walt Disney World. You're trying to get to place with everybody, trying to make sure everyone enjoys the entire time. On Disney Cruise Line, everybody is on that ship together, and there are tons of different things that people can go do separately, but then it is a lot easier than to come together every single night and have dinner. So that is just another thing that personally I feel like it might be a little bit easier to travel with a large family on the Disney Cruise Line instead of going to Disney World. Disney World, there's just so much more to do. You have 4 parks, 2 water parks, Disney Springs, all of the amazing resorts, all of the amazing restaurants that you can visit. You will never be bored or not have something to do and try. All the different rides and attractions and parades and character meet and greets. However, Disney Cruise Line can easily be more of a relaxing vacation if that's something you're looking for. I know that is a big caveat that people say about Disney World is, it's a vacation, I want to relax. Disney World really isn't a relaxing vacation. It is a theme park vacation. It's a really exciting and thrilling vacation. It can be relaxing. I know people that will just go to the resorts and won't go to the parks. Totally fine. Again, whatever is best for you and your family, but there is always something new to do at Disney World. Disney World always has something to offer. Disney Cruise Line does as well. There's just not as many activities. I had unlimited budget. I don't think I could ever just do Disney Cruise Line because I would still miss the magic of the parks. I love Disney Cruise Line, but there is just something about the castle and being able to go and experience Disney World in the parks. I fully believe that everyone should be able to visit Disney World at least one time in their life, and then they will understand why I am the way I am. The big difference between Disney Cruise Line and Disney World is that on Disney Cruise Line, all of your main meals are included. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner you can get on the ship, which is amazing when you think about how much meals cost in the parks. While there are great options, restaurant options in the Disney resorts, in the parks, it's not included into your Disney package. Starting in January of 2024, you can add those dining plans. However, it's just not the same as it is with Disney Cruise Line, especially if you are staying at a higher end resort. You still have to add on that dining package. So for pricing wise, that's when Disney Cruise Line can be a little bit cheaper depending on if you add your dining package or just your entire budget. If you go to really fancy dinners every single night, that is going to add up. So for food wise, Disney Cruise Line is all inclusive minus any alcoholic beverages. You do have to pay for any alcohol, but I will say the prices are not like Disney prices for alcohol. They are very reasonable. We are not like big drinkers, but we like a beverage, and we did not have any beverages our first couple of days on our cruise because honestly we just didn't want to have to pay like a Disney price for a drink. And then I think we met with our friends, and then that's when we got our first one, and we're like, oh my gosh, it is so cheap compared to Disney World. So don't think that they're like hiking the alcohol prices on the ships, because they are not. It is very reasonable. And then the obvious difference between Disney Cruise Line and Disney World is you're on your boat and you're on land. Whoop, totally different, right? And like I said, and like I mentioned earlier, there are some really huge pros to just being on the boat, especially if you have small children. If you like a more relaxing vacation, then Disney Cruise Line is going to be your way to go, while still being able to enjoy that magic, but just having those easier moments to relax. Rather than at Walt Disney World, you're pretty consistently going all the time if you're trying to make the most out of your park days. Again, you can totally have relaxing moments in the resorts, but most of the time, especially for people who don't visit often, they're going to try and utilize their park tickets as much as they can. For Disney Cruise Line though, maybe you're afraid of being in the middle of the ocean, and that's 100% valid. Like 100% valid. It kind of creeps me out until you're actually out there. I know my brother-in-law isn't a super big fan of it. I wasn't. Like, if you think about it, it kind of freaks me out. But then once you're out there, you feel very secure in the ship. I always felt very secure in the ship, very safe. It's a very, very large ship. And so once you're out there on sea, especially we were so busy in and out, I never had like the opportunity to just go out there and look, except there was one time at night where Jackson wanted to go out and like watch us sail. I'm like, no thank you, I will stay inside, especially when it's like pitch black out. I think that's what gets me, but I digress. So I just like the ocean. Some people do get seasick, and there are plenty of options to make sure that you can help yourself through that. They have like relief bands, just seasickness medicine. We thankfully did not have to worry about any of that on our cruise. However, I will never go on a cruise without that medicine, just in case. You don't ever know how the weather is going to be, and I'm always going to be prepared just in case. On our first cruise, on our first night, we went to Marvel, and that is like on the lower deck of the dinners, and so I really felt it moving there, and that just kind of made me uncomfortable. But any other night I did not feel it. And then on my second cruise with my mom, I think it was Marvel again too, and we were like rocking hard, and so that like everyone felt. And we even went to a show after, and like you could see people like, oh my gosh, like we are really rocking hard back and forth. It was crazy. So always just make sure, if you don't think you're gonna get seasick, just buy the medicines or like the bands, just in case. You would rather be safe than having to pay a lot of money in one of like the sundry stores on the ship. In Disney World, you're obviously on land. You have more accessibility to go do other things besides just being on your boat. You can go visit different places in Orlando. You can go to Universal. You just have a lot more options to your day-to-day. If you need a break from like the craziness of Disney, you can go back and relax at your resort. You can resort hop. You you can go experience different things. When you're on Disney Cruise Line, like that's the only thing you're going to do. And I know other people like to experience other things in Florida besides Disney World when they are visiting. So that's another huge pro with Disney World, is that you're able to go do other things besides just the items that are besides just the activities that are on the ship. Granted, you do have ports and different things like that, which are really exciting and really fun, but Disney World gives you that more of a flexibility throughout your day to do whatever you want. Disney Cruise Line, they're gonna have that full set schedule for you and pretty much tell you if you wanna do this, you have to do it at this time. It's kind of, so like character meet and greets, they might meet early in the morning or in the afternoon or late at night before and after dinner, so you really have to catch them at the right time. Whereas in the parks, yes, they are there certain times, but you do have that more flexibility throughout your day to choose your own adventure of what you and your family want to do. Overall, Disney Cruise Line or Disney World, the magic is the same. I love Disney Cruise Line because I feel like our character interactions were a little bit better, but I love Disney World because just of the overall atmosphere is very, very magical. The magic is going to be there no matter what, and truly, I know this might sound a little cheesy, the magic is within inside you. So if you have a great attitude and you're going in with a positive outlook, knowing that you might not get everything done that you want to get done this vacation, but you're just there to enjoy time with your family, your friends, whoever you're visiting with, maybe even it's yourself. That magic is going to be there if you make it, if you allow people to share the magic with you. It's a total mindset. While Disney does make things happen for those magical moments, it really starts within you. And if you have that positive outlook, if you know going into it you're not going to get everything done, and yeah, it's going to be hot and it might rain or it might be a little bumpy on the seas, you're going to have a great time. Overall, you can't go wrong picking either Disney Cruise Line or Disney World, or dare I say throw in Disneyland. And it really is what is best for you and your family at that time. For Disney World, kiddos are free until 3, so that's another really high perk there for your pricing. But also Disney Cruise Line, you have those staterooms really close, and that transportation is totally eliminated, and it's just a lot easier for families with smaller children. So we have a couple of like those biggest differences, but thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope it is helpful for you, and I really hope it's helpful for you if you're trying to decide to go on a Disney cruise or to visit Disney World. If you always visit Disney World, I highly recommend trying out the Disney Cruise Line, and they do have tons of different ports. They have some from New York, they have them in Europe, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and the main one is Port Canaveral. So you do have plenty of options of where you want to sail. They even are going to start having them in Australia, I'm pretty sure, which is super cool. And then their newest ship that doesn't even have a name yet, I feel like the rumor is that one's gonna be in like Asia, which is super awesome. So plenty of different options for you and your family. And if you ever need help planning your Disney cruise or a visit to Disney World or Disneyland and even Universal, you can always fill out the form underneath the like button, and I'll be happy to chat through that with you, help you create a quote that is best for you and your family. And again, at the end of the day, you just have to do what's best for you and your family, and that is going to make the most magic for you. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel so you never miss a magical moment here at home and at the theme parks and at sea. But I hope you guys have a magical rest of your day. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you real soon. Bye.